Okay, good morning everyone. We're now on live on YouTube, and today is June 17, 16, by the way, June 16, 2026. Welcome to the Open Book Beach for our four projects under the Convergence program with contract IDs 26FP008, 26FP009, 26FP0010, and 26FP0011. So before we proceed, may I request everyone to please rise for the opening of this bidding. Okay, as your back chairman, I now call this bidding for these four infrastructure projects in order. Okay, please be seated. And before we proceed further, may I request Madam Dean to read to us the attendance in order to determine if we have a quorum for today's bidding.
Morning, everyone. Attendance today are the following: Engineer Bernardo Gonzalez, Chair.
Present.
Yours truly, Maria Cristina Alcantara, Back Vice Chairperson. Engineer Paul Anthony Azabella, Back Member. Engineer Arlene Ariola, Back DPWH Member. Engineer Ryan Francis Villanueva, Back Sec Member. Mr. Richard A. De Jesus, Back Member. Engineer Cristina Mariti Back Member. Engineer Rodolfo Montano Jr., Back Member. Mr. Ryan Victor Azopardo, Back DWG Member. Engineer Henry John Benzon, Head of the Back DWG. Engineer Maria Joy Zamucho, Head of the Back Secretary. I believe that
Okay, we have a quorum for today's meeting. We can now proceed further. So, before we open the submitted bids, I would like to request the result of the eligibility processing for contract ID 25008, 26 FP608. We need the result of the eligibility processing. We have three contractors. Four. By the way, four. We have four contractors who submitted the bids. Okay. We have RMX Construction and Supply, Next Gen Construction and Supply, Jovellar Construction and Supply, First OMB Construction and Supply. The results show that all the four contractors pass the said eligibility processing. So I think we will now proceed with the opening of the technical envelope of the contractors. First, contractor RMX Construction. So may I request Engineer Benson to read the documents and scrutinize the completeness of the technical document.
Okay, first video is from RMH Construction. Bid security declaration, second notarized. Attached are the Class A documents. Statement of single versus completed government required construction, which are similar in nature. Signed. Attached is the notice of award or said similar. As such also is the certificate or accreditation from DRS for the accredited concrete touching, since it is required in our needs. Organizational chart, sign. List of the key personnel with their qualification data, sign. With the key personnel touch and their qualification. List of the contractors' major construction equipment with the touch of the contract, sign. With statement of availability of new construction equipment, such as sales invoice, legal receipt, and other documents. These are contractors' new material testing equipment to be assigned to the contract, signed, from the source. We attach certification from President First District of the minimum requirements for the laboratory space and equipment. Attached also is the straight line diagrams. Omnibus term statements handling that line. With affidavit of disclosure of no relationship from any members of the that also is the sworn affidavit of eligibility of the official ownership. Since it is an ABC amounting to 38 million above, we require ISO certificate. So attach the ISO certificate of R&D construction and supply with valid until November 24, 2020.
Plus, actually,
So RMX construction supply has the technical documents verification. So we will now proceed to the next contractor. Joped,
So we have
technical documents of Joped construction and supply.
the executive declaration signed by the rights. Statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract, which is similar in nature. With attached certificate of acceptance and other documents as proof. Organizational chart signed. With accreditation for the batching plan. These of the contractor's personnel will be assigned to the contract with their qualification data. These of the meter equipments to the batching contract signed. With proof such as these, and with needed options. Statement of availability of the meter construction equipment with the LTO ladder certificate. These of the minimum test equipment batching contract with certificate of availability. Straight line diagram for the self-contract performance. Omnibus term statement signed and authorized. With cert affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership. When an NFCC amounting to 378 million. With cert of disclosure of relation from any of the block numbers. ISO certificate, certificate of registration valid and May 14, 2022.
Pass.
Okay, the technical document of Jopen Construction and Supply pass the requirements. So we can now proceed with the next contractor, next gen construction and supply.
For next year, attaches the Class A documents, cert affidavit of eligibility and liquidation ordership, signed and notarized, with the latest GIS from the Securities and Exchange Commission, CCTV's corporation. DPWH statement of the single largest company contract, which is similar in nature, NFCC amounting to 4 billion. Bid secured on regulations and notarized. Organizational chart signed. List of the key personnel with their qualification data. Statement of availability of the equipment. And list of the major construction equipment mentioned in the contract. With only after sales invoice. With lease for the concrete purchase matter. Omnibus service statements, cited not the lines. Affidavit of construction. Secretary certificate for corporation. Straight line diagram. With
Right, so
ISO certificate valid until January 21, 2020. Having our certification.
okay.
Attaches the piece of agreement for the 1 unit project matching plan from the sample from the
Pass.
Okay, the technical documents of next gen pass the requirements. So let's proceed with the last contractor, first OMB.
Super so everything. Attaches the class A documents, photographs, and the other financial statements. Bid secure and declaration, signed and notarized. With certification of lease for the availability of the common project plan from Manito Construction Development Corporation. With attached lease organizational chart signed. Lease of the key personnel with qualification data signed. Lease of the major construction equipment touching contract signed. Lease of the new investigation touching contract signed. With attached to the diagram for road projects, omnibus term statements, signed and notarized, with Secretary Certificate for Corporation, with GIS from the Securities and Exchange Commission for Corporation, sworn affidavit that the eligibility and beneficial ownership attached, and with ISO certificate valid until August 24, 2020, and it is amounting to 1 billion.
Pass.
Okay. The technical documents of first OLP passed our requirements. So we will now be opening the financial documents of the four contractors, beginning with RMX Construction and Supply.
Bid for our construction. Bid form, summary of bid prices, bid quantities, legal estimates, summary of unit prices, cash flow reporter, agreement script.
Pass.
Right?
Bid amount is 38,460,912 pesos and 88 centavos. 38,460,912. For children, bid form, unit quantities, legal estimates, summary unit prices, nine. Summary of bid prices, cash flow reporter agreement schedule, sign.
Pass.
Bid amount is 37,505,905 pesos and 58 centavos. 37,505,905.
The next contractor, next gen,
Next one, we have bid form, summary of bid prices, legal estimate, cash flow reporter agreement schedule, and summary of bid prices.
Pass.
Bid amount is 37,493,563 pesos and 74 centavos. 37,493,563.7. First, bid form, bid of quantities, legal estimate, sum of bid prices, cash flow reporter agreement schedule, sign.
Pass.
Bid amount is 37,459,516 pesos and 9 centavos. 37,459,516.0.
okay, that concludes the bid opening for our project 26FB008. We have the lowest bidder as well with a bid amount of 37,459,560.19 pesos. First OLB Construction and Development Corporation. Okay, we will now proceed to our bid opening for contract ID 26FB009, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, VIP access roads and or bridges along the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of Canarom to Florista, Jovellar Road, and contract quotation at Daraga Albay. ABC of 57,986,629.21 pesos with contract duration of 191 days. So before we proceed, let's check the eligibility processing for contract ID 26 episodes or 9. We have 3 bidders submitted their bid. So, based from this result, next gen, construction and supply, passed. Jovellar, construction and supply, passed the eligibility. And likewise, first OMB Construction and Development Corporation passed the eligibility policy. So we will now proceed to the opening of the technical documents of the 3 contractors, bidders, beginning with first OMB.
First, acknowledges appeal done for declaration. AFPS, bid security declaration. Statement of single certification of availability of public budget values from title construction and development. Organizational chart, basic key personnel with their qualification data. List of the major construction equipment that will contract. These and other documents. List of the medium testing equipment that will contract. Signed. This certificate of availability for medium testing equipment. With treatment diagrams for those projects. Omnibus term statement signed and notarized, with secretary certificate for corporation and GIS from the Securities Exchange Commission for corporation. Cert affidavit of integrated beneficial ownership with ISO certificate valid until August 24, 2028, and FCC amounting to 1 billion.
Pass.
Passed technical documents of first OMB. We now proceed to Jovellar Construction and Supply.
Bid security declaration signed and notarized. Statement of the single largest project of similar nature, organizational chart signed with budget application for use. List of the key personnel with pre-qualification data. List of the major construction equipment budget contract. List of the minimum testing equipment budget contract signed with sweeping diagram as required for those projects. Omnibus term statement signed and notarized. Statement of the minimum testing equipment budget contract with both ends. Delivery and sales invoice from Decision Marketing. Statement of the of the major construction equipment budget contract signed. Omnibus term statement signed and notarized. Sort affidavit of eligibility and efficient ownership signed and notarized. NFCC amounting to 317 million. Sort disclosure operation of non-relationship with any background. ISO certificate valid until May 4, 2020.
Pass.
Passed. So next technical documents of next gen.
Attached the Class A documents of last gen, certificate. We also have the sort affidavit of engineering and beneficial ownership. With GIS from the Securities Exchange Commission for corporation. The license attached, statement of the single largest completed contract of similar nature. NFCC amounting to 4 billion. Bid securing declaration signed and notarized. Organizational chart signed. List of the key personnel with qualification data. List of the major construction equipment purchase contract signed. List of the minimum testing kit purchase contract signed. With list of public budget plan. Omnibus statements and mathematics. Secretary certificate for corporation. Straight-line diagram as required for road project design. ISO certificate valid until January 2021.
Pass.
Pass, okay. All three pass the technical requirements of the project. We now proceed to the opening of the financial documents of the three bidders. Beginning with first ONB.
For first bid form, unit quantities, input estimate, summary of prices, cash flow before current expenses,
Pass.
bid amount is 56,189,048 pesos and 70 centavos. 56,189,048.70. And you have check bid form, bid of quantity, single estimate, summary of bidding prices, cash flow with quarter payment schedule, sign.
Pass.
Bid amount is 56,536,963 pesos and 48 centavos. 56,536,963.
Next gen construction and supply.
Bid form, bid of quantities, summary of unit prices, cash flow with quarter payment schedule, sign.
Pass.
Bid amount is 56,298,811 pesos and 81 centavos. 56,219,811.8.
Okay, that concludes the opening of bid for 26 FB009, and we have the lowest bidder. Next, first OMB Construction and Development Corporation with a bid amount of 56,189,043.70 pesos, and with a negative variance of 3.10%. We now proceed to the opening bids for the project ID 26 FB0010 with contact name Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, VIP access roads and bridges from national roads leading to major scientific public buildings or facilities, construction of road, Barangay Cawayan, Manito, Albay, with an ABC amount of 9,662,804.52 pesos and contract duration of 95 calendar days. So before we proceed, we will look into the result of the eligibility processing of the bidders who participated in this project. We have then, okay, we have three bidders who submitted their bid for this particular project. We have Next Gen Construction and Supply, paid on the work experience. Easy Sagpun Construction, fast. Kaila Construction Supply, fast. Non-complying, si Next Gen, 8. So, we will now open the technical documents of those who passed the eligibility processing, beginning with Kaila Construction.
So we have Kayla Construction. Bid securing declaration, signed and notarized. Others also secured cabinet manager. The single largest company called Project with attached certificate of orientation from Thunder Waste Construction and Development Corporation for the concrete project. Contractors organizational chart signed, institute personnel with their qualification data. These are the major construction equipment purchasing contract. Signed, with own contract fees. These are the minimum testing equipment purchasing contract. Signed, straight line diagram was required for road projects. Omnibus service statement, signed and likewise. With short affidavit to eligibility and distribution ownership for the project. Statement also of affidavit of disclosure of no relationship or any partner. Affidavit of attachment, NFCC amounting to 1 billion.
Pass.
Okay, next, leader, EC Sagpul, construction.
Bid securing declaration, second notarized. Statement of the single largest reference nature. Organizational chart signed, institute personnel with application data, signed statement of key personnel with application data and commitment to the contract. Statement of availability of equipment with the lease of the major construction equipment purchasing contract. The lease for the concrete purchasing contract. Straight line diagram was required for projects. Omnibus search statement, signed and notarized. Sort affidavit of eligibility and official ownership. NFCC amounting to 72 million. 911,000 pesos. Capital budget attached. Omnibus search statements. Standard balance.
Pass.
Nice, okay. We will now proceed to the opening of the financial documents of the two leaders, beginning with EC Kayla Construction and Supply.
Okay, our time. The form summary bid prices, bill of quantities, legal facility, summary billing versus cash flow reporter and statements.
Pass.
Bid amount is 9,614,130 pesos and 50 centavos. 9,614,130.50.
Next is EC Sagpul, financial document.
Bid form, bill of quantities, summary bill of prices, cash flow reporter and bill expenditures.
Pass.
Bid amount is 9,368,083 pesos and 65 centavos. 9,368,083.65.
Okay, that concludes the opening of bids for 26 MB010. And we have now our lowest bidder with a bid amount of 9,368,083.65 pesos. easy Sabon construction with a negative variance of 3.05%. Okay, we will now proceed to the opening of our last project, 26 FB 0011, Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects Alleviating Gaps, or CPAG, access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of road along Purok 5, Barangay 1, Camali, Albay, with an ABC amount of 28,699,680.26 pesos and contract duration of 206 calendar days. We will now check the result of the eligibility processing. So far, we have two bidders for this particular project. Wind River Port Construction and Development passed on the work experience but failed on the NFCC. And next gen Construction and Supply Corporation passed on work experience and on NFCC. So we have one bidder qualified for this particular project. So we will open the technical documents of next gen.
So we only have one individual project for 2027 years and next year. Projects with sort affidavit of integrity and ownership with GIS for experience certification, statement of the single largest contracts in their nature, organizational chart, site, and system of 8.4 billion. Bid securing declaration signed by allies, use of the mini construction equipment, use of the mini investment agricultural contract, with the certification of this for a concrete action plan, the minimum testing equipment, statement of the availability of the minimum testing equipment, omnibus search statement signed by allies, secretary certificate for corporations within diagram was required for all projects. With ISO certificate valid until January 21, 2029. And official action.
Okay, let's open the financial document of next gen.
Bid form, summary bid prices, and advantages, cash flow, reported business schedules.
Pass.
Bid amount is 27,830,708 pesos and 95 cents. 27,830,708. The lowest ranking is
So we have the low and lowest bidder, next generation construction and supply with a bid amount of 27,830,708.25 pesos, or with a negative variance of 3.03%. So that concludes our bid opening for the 4 projects. So, with this, unless there are any questions from the back members, we will now conclude this opening of bids. I request everyone to please rise for the conclusion of this bid opening. As your back chairman, I now for this bid opening adjourned. Thank you and good day to all.